In this video, I'm going to show you how some seemingly innocent household items can actually kill your dog or cat. In fact, I'll show you exactly which household items they are and why so many pets end up being poisoned every year. You may be surprised at just how many things around your house could be dangerous for your pet. So make sure to watch this video all the way through so you don't make any mistakes. I'm a veterinarian, and in the next 7 minutes, I want to tell you about one of my most heartbreaking emergency room cases. It will break your heart. This case was truly sad. A woman frantically rushed into the veterinary hospital carrying her small terrier. She explained that she found her dog unresponsive in her apartment, and she had no idea what had happened. That's when I saw it. A tiny pill in the dog's mouth. I knew right away what had happened here. And unfortunately, this story has a tragic ending. I'll explain everything that happened to this dog later in this video. But first, I want to tell you about the most common type of poisoning I see in dogs and cats every day. It's not what you think. People assume that chocolate, onions, and grapes are the most toxic foods for dogs, but they're wrong. Most of the time, it's not these healthy foods that poison dogs, but rather the human medications that we leave lying around our homes. Just like humans, dogs experience pain, anxiety, and allergies. And that's why people often keep these pills in their medicine cabinets. However, they don't realize that many of these common medicines can be deadly for our furry family members. And unfortunately, this is what happened to the dog that was brought into my emergency room. That's why it's so important to know the signs of poisoning in your pet. If you spot these warning signs, you need to act fast. First, I want to talk about the most common signs of poisoning in dogs and cats. In the beginning stages, it's usually vomiting and diarrhea. If left untreated, things can get worse. Pets can become lethargic and stop eating. Eventually, their gums can turn pale or even yellow. If you see these signs, it's crucial to act quickly because your pet's life may be in danger. Now, I need to warn you about something that most pet owners do that can make things worse. Some people try to make their pets vomit at home, but this can be dangerous. It can cause further damage to their throats, and it doesn't always work. Instead, you should always call your vet right away. They'll give you instructions on what to do until you arrive. And remember, time is of the essence. The sooner you get help, the better chance your pet has of making a full recovery. But why are so many pets getting poisoned? Well, there are many reasons. One big reason is that people don't realize that many common household items are poisonous to dogs and cats. For example, did you know that certain types of lilies can kill a cat? Even small amounts can cause kidney failure. That's why it's so important to keep these flowers away from your curious pets. But lilies are not the only flowers that can pose a threat. Many other types of flowers, such as tulips and hydrangeas, contain toxins that can make your pet very sick. Also, you should never use essential oils on your dog or cat. These oils are made from plants, and some of these plants can be toxic to pets. For example, tea tree oil is toxic to cats and dogs. It can cause skin irritation, vomiting, and even seizures. That's why it's important to read labels and check with your vet before using any essential oils on your furry friend. Another surprising item that can poison your pet is a cleaning product that we all use, bleach. That's right. Bleach can be harmful to both cats and dogs if ingested. It can cause burns in their mouths, throats, and stomachs. So it's important to keep this and other cleaning products out of reach of your curious pets. Also, don't forget about antifreeze. It's sweet tasting and can be very dangerous for your pet. If your pet accidentally ingests even small amounts, it can lead to kidney failure and even death. That's why it's important to store antifreeze and other potentially harmful substances in a secure location. But wait, there's more. Did you know that avocados can also be dangerous for dogs and cats? The person in avocados can cause vomiting and diarrhea. That's why it's best to keep this fruit away from your furry friends. Also, macadamia nuts are toxic to dogs. They can cause weakness, tremors, and even seizures. And finally, xylitol, which is an artificial sweetener, can also be toxic to dogs. It can cause hypoglycemia, seizures, and liver failure. But wait, there's more. I said that this would be a controversial video. Now I'm going to show you why. You need to listen carefully. There are many products in your home that are labeled as safe for pets, but they're not. In fact, they're deadly. For example, the most common brand of ant and termite killer in America contains a chemical called fipronil. While it works great at killing bugs, this chemical is highly toxic to cats and dogs. If your pet accidentally ingests even small amounts, it can cause seizures, tremors, and even death. That's not all. Another product that many pet owners use is raid fly and insect spray. It contains a chemical called pyrethrin. This chemical is highly toxic to cats. It can cause tremors, seizures, and even death. And another popular product, the flea and tick collar called Seresto, contains a chemical called imidacloprid. This chemical is highly toxic to dogs and can cause seizures and even death. I've only mentioned a few of the many household items that can poison your pet. I've created an in-depth guide to help you identify these dangerous items. In this guide, I'll teach you exactly what to look for so you can keep your pet safe. I'll also reveal the hidden dangers lurking in your pantry, garden, and even your medicine cabinet. It's scary to think that some of the things we use every day could harm our furry family members. But knowledge is power, and by understanding the risks, we can take steps to keep our pets safe. Remember, it's always better to be safe than sorry. And here's the sad part. Most cases of pet poisoning are completely preventable. It's heartbreaking to see how many pets end up getting poisoned simply because their owners weren't aware of the risks. Don't let this be you. That's why I'm asking you to take a moment to watch this video again. This video is not just for you, but for every pet owner out there who wants to keep their furry family members safe. By sharing this information, we can prevent other pets from suffering the same fate as the dog that came into my emergency room. Take a moment to watch this video again, and let's work together to keep our pets safe. You can click on this video next to keep learning how to keep your pets safe, or you can watch this video. I'm a veterinarian. Thank you for watching. There are dog training techniques so dangerous they are banned by professionals worldwide. These forbidden techniques can actually harm your dog and ruin your relationship with them. So I'm going to show you what they are and how you can stop doing them right now. For example, choke chains and shock collars. These are extremely painful and scary for dogs, but they're still used by some trainers and even some pet parents. Instead, use positive reinforcement and reward-based training. It's much more effective and it builds a stronger bond with your dog. But it gets worse. Some people believe that dominance is the key to dog training. This is completely false and it can lead to serious behavioral problems. Instead, focus on being a calm and assertive leader. If you truly love your dog, don't risk their trust and their health. Get the proven training methods that work. Click the link now.